Hi everyone, welcome to our Facebook and Instagram Live. I'm Christine Daal with Fashion Angel Warrior, and you are listening to our weekly Facebook Lives. Tonight we are going to do a live Q&A, so I am super excited. Bear with me on Facebook. There's been some issues with seeing comments lately. Other people are having this problem as well. I've reached out to Facebook. We can't figure it out. So I'm going to be looking back and forth on my desktop to see if there's any comments as we go along, but definitely type in your comments, type in your questions as we go. I have a couple of questions that have piled up from the last couple of weeks that I'm going to answer first, but definitely if you do have any questions, type them in below and I will be sure to answer them on the call. Hey Sean, how are you? Hey Tiffany, so chic petite, how are you? Nice to see you on. I'm going to give you guys a couple minutes for everybody to get on. I'm going to try to set up here so I can actually see the comments. Give me 1 second, guys. Also, I probably will stop doing these on Instagram at some point. So if you're watching this on Instagram, be sure that you join the Fearless Fashionpreneur group on Facebook, because at some point I will stop doing these on Instagram and only do them inside of Facebook, okay? So keep that in mind. All right, I'm going to see if I can see the comments here. Okay, yes, I think I have it now. All right, awesome. Also, don't forget to share this video with all your fabulous fashionpreneurs. Hey Kim, how are you? Nice to see you on. Share this with all your fabulous fashionpreneurs so that they can take advantage of it as we go along. Definitely give me your thumbs up, give me your hearts. I love it. It's like oxygen to me. Thank you. I love you guys. So I hope you're all doing well. Happy Halloween, by the way. Hey Monique, how are you? Hi Makers Row, nice to see you on. I'm excited for the Made in New Jersey event next week where I'll be speaking as a panelist. So if you are in the New Jersey or New York City area, definitely check out the Made in New Jersey event because I'm super excited about that. Also want to give you guys a couple other announcements that are coming up. There is another fashion tour. It'll be our last fashion tour of the year. So if you're interested in touring the Garment District from an insider's view, we're going to tour the New York City Garment District on Thursday, December 7th. And you can purchase tickets by going to fashiontour9.eventbrite.com. Okay. Hey, how are you? Nice to see you on, Kim. Awesome. So that's coming up. Also, we're going to be just launching a lot of new products and services. I'm super excited about that. So stay tuned. Our website's going to be updated constantly. We've got a lot of stuff coming up for the holidays. Hopefully all of you are working on your holiday market stuff as well, because the holidays are literally right around the corner. And you definitely don't want to miss out on things like Shop Small Saturday, Black Friday, all of that great stuff. Hey, Lucretia, how are you? So we've got all that going on as well. Okay. Also, don't forget to share this video. Type shared in the comments below when you do share it. Oh, I can see the comments on Facebook now. Awesome. Okay. They magically appeared. All right. So our first question comes from Tiffany at So Chic Petite. And her question is it important to protect your tagline? Meaning, is it important to trademark your tagline? And so this is my opinion. And of course, this is only my opinion. And I'm going to give you what I think is right. I don't really think you need to trademark your tagline, especially in the beginning as a small brand. Now, if you're planning to get investors and you're planning to become a huge brand right out of the gate, then yes, you might want to think about it. But unless you're somebody like Nike, who obviously trademarked their tagline, "Just Do It," you probably don't need to trademark your tagline. Now, if your tagline is part of your logo, so Daniela, who's watching, hey Daniela, how are you? Has a beautiful logo that she just created for her line, Jaxosity, and it has a great tagline at the bottom of her logo. So now if she trademarks the whole thing in one, meaning the whole logo and the tagline at the bottom, that will somewhat give her protection, but it won't really protect just the tagline alone. So if she decides to use the tagline in a separate way, separate from the logo, she won't really have exclusive rights to that tagline, okay? So that would be something that would be up to her or anyone that's doing something like that where your tagline is incorporated with your logo, whether or not you want to get that protection. Now, again, is it going to be something that is so proprietary and so unique, and are you really going to utilize it? Because it's one thing to get the trademark. It's another thing that you're actually using it. So are you doing advertisements around it? Are you doing video production around it, or Facebook ads, or whatever you're going to be running, TV advertisements around it, something like that, then yeah, you might want to trademark the tagline. I'm sure Donald Trump trademarked his tagline, "Make America Great Again," I'm sure, because he used it all over the place during his campaign, right? So, hey Danielle, how are you? So that would make sense, right? I think another good example is Folgers. They have that slogan of theirs, the best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup. So they trademarked that, and they used it for 26 years. So it was a good choice to trademark it. But I think that it's going to be difficult if you're not really using the trademark for many things. It's not going to make much sense for you to trademark, okay? Hey Brad, how are you? Nice to see you on. Trilliana, it's not allowing you to purchase the December 9th tour. Email me, info@fashionangelwarrior.com, and I'll try to set you up with that. I'm not sure why it's not letting you purchase. I'll have to go into that. Technical difficulties. It happens, people, okay? So, Tiffany, I hope that answered your question and you got some good advice out of that. Okay, next question comes from Kimberly. She asks, I currently have a boutique that sells ready-to-wear clothing made by other companies, but I also sell clothing that I personally design. Should I have a separate social media page for the boutique clothing and my custom clothing sold under my brand? I considered marketing the boutique clothing on the social media page for my personal brand, but I'm not sure if it would have a positive or negative impact. Okay, so the first thing I will say is that you really don't want to mix any of your personal and business stuff, right? So on social media in general, that's just a general rule of thumb. Good idea to have separate business and personal pages on Instagram and Facebook, and you don't want to mix the content, right? So you want the content to be relevant to what it is you're talking about. So all the personal stuff stays on your personal page and all the business stuff stays on your business pages, okay? So that's number one. Number two, whether or not you have separate social media pages for the boutique and for your own fashion line really depends on a couple of things, Kim, okay? So number one, it might depend on the product category, if it's very similar, if it kind of flows, if it's got the same style, right? So for example, if your boutique sells men's socks, you're probably not going to want to have your brand, which might be women's dresses, all on the same page, right? It just doesn't flow. It doesn't make sense. It's two different demographics, two different target customers. So that might not make any sense, right? So then you'd have two separate pages. However, if it kind of all flows, like if you're doing women's dresses and sportswear and ready-to-wear kind of things, and it all kind of makes sense to put it together, then you might want to just put it together, okay? Number two, it really depends on what your goals for your business are. So if your goal at the end of the day is, let's say, to get rid of the other brands that you're selling and eventually only sell your own brand, then yes, eventually you're going to want a separate page for your brand specifically, and you're going to want to start to market that very, very heavily so that your brand gets recognition. So you start getting your brand name out there, people start recognizing you, right? And it becomes a household name eventually, and then you can eventually drop off those other brands. And the third thing you're going to want to think about is how much time and money you want to spend going into this. Yes, that is the goal, Kim says. Okay, awesome. So eventually at some point you're going to want to have two different social media pages. But the last thing I will say is keep in mind time and money, right? So 2 pages, double the efforts, double the time, double the money if you're doing Facebook ads and all that kind of stuff. So it really depends, and be realistic with yourself, okay? Don't try to bite off too much more than you can chew, and try to do everything at once. And then instead of doing one thing good, you're doing two things not so good, right? So I always say try to focus on one thing, master it first, and then start the second thing, right? So maybe you start out with the boutique page, you master that, you get your social media plan, your social media calendar all organized and ready to go, and you have a system in place, and you've got maybe some interns or some assistants that are helping you with that. And then you start to build the personal brand page as well, and using the same system that you used from your other business page to use for your personal brand page, okay? So just think about those things as you're considering doing it, and you'll know the right time to start launching the second one, okay? So hope that helps, Kim. Let me know. Give me a thumbs up. Give me your hearts, okay? So our third question comes from Monica. Monica says, marketing is such a challenge. Besides selling on my website, advertising on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Google, creating monthly blog posts, and a PR rep, what other ideas can you offer to help market our swimsuit line? Would you recommend digital marketing? We've done trade shows, fashion shows, but still haven't connected with buyers, which is another challenge. Okay, so I think, Monica, I think what you're really asking, or what you're really wanting to know, is how can you get more sales? I'm sure everyone on the call would agree. Please type in yes in the comments if you want more sales. I mean, that's really, at the end of the day, why we all do marketing, right? We don't market for fun. We don't market because we have, all this spare time and we can just do whatever we want to do. And no, we market to get sales. So how many of you agree you would like more sales? Type in yes in the comments. Okay. Yes. Bejeweled Couture. Yes. Miss Amber X. Yes. Awesome. Kimberly. Yes. Awesome. Okay. So we all want more sales. So first I'll say, Monica, that Precious. Yes. Awesome. First I'll say, Monica, that everything that you're doing are good things. Like, these are all very good things that you're doing. Social media, advertising, blogging, right? These are all very good things. But like anything in life, the way that you do something really makes a huge difference at the end of the day. So let's take, for example, and this is just to give you a good visual here, 2 women that are going to the gym, right? And they're both doing, let's say, bicep curls, right? I like to go to the gym, so I always use like exercise as a scenario here. So they're both doing bicep curls, right? And one woman understands that in order to do a proper bicep curl, you have to tuck your elbows into your sides. You have to bend your knees slightly so that your back doesn't get injured. You have to breathe out when you're exerting the most amount of energy. So you're breathing out when you're lifting those dumbbells, and you're breathing in when you're going down, and you're really squeezing your bicep at the top. So one woman understands that you need to do those 4 things in order to do a proper bicep curl. And the other woman just knows that you have to lift a dumbbell up and down like 5,000 times. And so she's just going like this, like just wailing it, not paying attention to her form, not paying attention to her breath, not paying attention to anything. After time goes by, the one woman that knew how to do the bicep curl properly is going to get results, and she's going to have amazing biceps. Hopefully, sort of like mine. Are mine really good? That was just a joke. But anyway, and the other woman is not going to have amazing biceps. Now, both are doing bicep curls, which is a good thing. But if you don't understand the little tiny details, if you don't understand the small things that make a huge impact over time, you're not going to get the results, okay? So all of these things that you're doing, Monica, are great, but I'd really have to take a look exactly what you're doing. What kind of Facebook ads are you putting out there? What is the return on investment that you're getting? How many clicks are you getting? How many people are buying? What's your ad spend like? How much is it costing you to acquire a customer? What are your monthly blog posts about? Is it about you and your day, or is it about something that your readers really want to know about? Are you using keywords for your blog titles? All of this stuff really, really makes a difference. And there are so many little minutia things that really, really make a difference in the whole grand scheme of things. So that's the first thing I'll say, okay? The second thing I'll say is, in order to get more sales, which all of you already agreed you want to get people to your website. Most of you, I'm assuming, have an e-commerce shop or want to have an e-commerce shop and want to do online sales. And I know, Monica, for you want to get people to your website. So that would include digital marketing. And you asked if I recommend digital marketing. You're already doing some digital marketing things, okay? So social media, digital advertising, blogging, that's all considered digital marketing, okay? Now with the blogging, I would say if you're doing it once a month, I would increase that to once a week, okay? And then I don't know for sure, are you doing email marketing, Monica? Let me know in the comments, yes or no, if you're doing email marketing, because that's really gonna help. Email marketing, believe it or not, is 40 times as effective as social media. So that's gonna really help. And if you're doing the blogs once a week, you can do the email marketing around the blog posts, okay? Then there's things like influencers, right? So you didn't mention anything about influencers, so that might be a good avenue for you to go down. Video is also really, really important. So you can see I'm doing these Facebook Lives. I do these Facebook Lives for a couple of reasons. One is because video is so important. And 2, because I just don't have enough time to answer all of your emails with all of your questions, and so I'd rather give you one time to ask all of your questions at once and get it over with. So it is a little bit of time saving for me, and it's also a service that I provide to all of you for being loyal fans and followers, so hopefully you appreciate it. And it is really good for SEO. So there's a couple of reasons, right? So video you want to incorporate. Then you want to start thinking about SEO. It's great to have a website, but if you haven't built the foundation of your website around SEO and around the right keywords, not just any keywords, but the right keywords for your brand, it's pointless. You're not going to get anybody to come. You're not going to get anybody to buy anything, all of that stuff. And then backlinks, right? So that's all included in digital marketing. And really, you have to remember that when someone comes to your website, they have 13 seconds to decide whether they want to stay on your website and whether they're actually going to buy something. So within 13 seconds, you need to grab their attention and make them want to buy. And that's a very, very difficult thing to do, which is why I've created an entire online course on digital marketing. It's called Mastering Digital Marketing, How to Increase Your Sales Online. It's a 90-minute class. It has over 18 or 19. I keep adding worksheets and templates, so I don't even know what the number is at this point. But it has tons of information in there, and it's recorded. It's available at any time, and you can watch it forever and ever. So it's available on the website. I will put a link also in the comments so that you have that link too. Okay, awesome. Lucretia says, yes, we appreciate it. Awesome. Okay, Daniela, some designers don't recommend doing direct sales with buyers. Since they say buyers usually don't want to talk to designers, they want to talk to sales reps. What are your thoughts about that? Okay, I'm going to write down your question, Danielle, so that I don't miss it. And if we have time at the end, I will answer it. Basically, you're asking, is it better to not go direct to buyers and only go through sales reps, right? If I missed anyone else's question, please type it in again, because you guys are great with the comments, but I can't keep up with your questions. My assistant's not here with me today. So don't go direct to buyers and only go through sales reps is basically what you're asking. Okay. Oh, and Kim's got a question too. Okay, awesome. How far in advance should you build your website and do marketing before show first collection? Okay. Okay, I'll get to your questions at the end. Let me finish Kim's question first, because I don't want to leave, let me finish Monica's question here before we move on. Okay, so we talked about the digital marketing. Now, Monica, the second part of your question, the other marketing efforts that you're doing, right? So you're doing trade shows, you're doing fashion shows. Again, I don't recommend fashion shows. It's usually not likely that there are actually buyers at the fashion show. And so, yeah, it's a good little PR moment, but that's pretty much all you're getting out of it typically. You're not going to get a lot of sales from a fashion show. And you want to really weigh your time and energy and the money that it costs to put on those fashion shows, okay? But yeah, so trade shows, fashion shows, there's also things like pop-ups, markets, trunk shows. Are you doing trunk shows? Because that could be a really good avenue for you as well. There's things like celebrities, obviously a PR rep, which it sounds like you have one, so I'm a little concerned as to what they're doing. You stopped doing trunk shows? Is that what you said? Please confirm. I see that you said you stopped. And then showrooms and sales reps, right? So, and again, some of these things you have to be ready for them. So you might not be at the point where you're ready for a showroom, but we do talk about all of this and how to pitch buyers and my exact 12-step process on pitching buyers and what you need to say, the exact script for your email, the exact script for your phone call with them, the exact follow-up sequence, every little thing you need to know about how to pitch buyers inside the Successful Sales Secret course. And that's also available online on the website in the online courses section. Oh, awesome. You stopped doing fashion shows. Okay, great. So yes, so at the end of the day, there's a lot of things, and there are a lot of little tiny tricks and tips and things that you need to really make sure that you're doing in order to maximize the sales that you're getting. So anyway, let's talk a little bit more about that, Monica, hopefully. And for the rest of you, definitely head over to the website and sign up for those 2 courses, okay? Awesome. So I hope that helped, Monica. And I hope the analogy between the two girls doing the bicep curls helped you guys as well to give you a visual in your head, right? So it really matters. The little tiny things that you do every single day really start to add up to big results in the end, okay? Okay, yes, Daniela, I understand your question. Okay. Number 4, Simone asks, what are the capabilities of Shopify websites? Meaning, can you post a blog, events, and services on Shopify? So the answer is yes, Simone, to all of those things. So yes, you can do blogs. Shopify has blogging automatically generated, automatically built into their software on their website. You can also, if you've already started a blog on a third-party platform like WordPress or Blogger or one of those Tumblr, one of those third-party blogging tools, you can also link that to your Shopify website as well, okay? As far as events, yes, you can post events. If you do want to sell the tickets directly on your Shopify website, you can do that as well. There's an app or a plugin that you can use in order to do that. But I would highly recommend, if you don't have a lot of traffic going to your website, that you actually use Eventbrite to post your events. So I use Eventbrite to post all of my events because I get a ton of traffic that otherwise wouldn't be going to my website, but there are people that are going to the Eventbrite website all the time. And the great thing about Eventbrite is that they show related types of events. So when you're searching for something, it might pop up. And so you have a more likely chance that someone will come across your event and buy the ticket. So what you can do is post it on Eventbrite and then put a link on your actual Shopify website. And then as far as what was the third part? Oh, as far as the services, yes, you can sell a service and not just a product on Shopify. All you have to make sure to do is just uncheck the box where it says shipping. And basically there will be no shipping, right? It'll be like a digital product, so there will be no shipping. So just uncheck that box where it says shipping or ship to customer or something like that, and you'll just uncheck it and you'll do manual, meaning that it's a digital product and nothing is physically actually shipped. So that's all you have to do for that, okay? So awesome. So now I'm going to answer Daniela's question. Okay, so we're going to go back to you, Daniela. So your question about should designers not approach buyers without having a sales rep? I don't believe that's true. It does depend on what type of buyer you're approaching. So if you're going after big box stores like Macy's, Lord & Taylor, Saks, Bloomingdale's, things like that, then yes, you might want to have a sales rep to do that for you. But if you're going after the small boutiques, you definitely do not need a sales rep. And I honestly don't think, most new designers can afford a sales rep. In the very beginning, they usually cannot. And B, most sales reps are not going to want to work with you as a new designer because you haven't sold anything yet. So really in the beginning, it's up to you. You have to be the one to get it done. You have to be the one to call these buyers, get them on the phone, send them emails, meet them in person, pitch your line to them, all of that stuff. So it's really, really important that it's you as a designer doing that. And don't forget at the end of the day that no one's going to be as passionate about your product and know as much about your product as you, because you are the designer and you're the creator of the line, okay? So at one point in my career, I was designing prom dresses for a company called Flip, and we would go to trade shows in Atlanta. It was a huge prom market trade show there, and I typically sold more than all of the sales reps combined because I was in the showroom and I was meeting with the buyers and I knew every dress that we had and I knew what style number every single one was off the top of my head, and I knew what options were available. I knew what colors were available. I knew what fabrics that specific dress would work in. And some of these sales reps, they don't have a design background. They don't even understand construction. They don't even understand fabrication. So they're not even going to be able to answer some of these questions for some of the buyers. Like, oh, well, we love this dress, but can we put it a long sleeve? Or can we make it in chiffon instead of charmeuse? And can we do it in red instead of blue? Whatever. They're not going to know the color cards by the back of their hands. They're not going to know the fabrications by the back of their hands. So you as the designer, you're going to know so much more than anyone else, and you're going to be able to pitch it better than anyone else. Now, you might be thinking, oh, I'm not really good at sales and that sort of thing, but part of that is just the fear factor and getting over that and having the confidence. And the second part, you can learn. You can learn how to do sales, and you don't need to be pushy or anything like that. It's just a matter of what to say and practicing, right? So we go over all of that inside the Successful Sales Secret course, which is an online course available on our website, fashionangelwarrior.com. So definitely check that out. It's a 90-minute course, guys, and it has over 20, maybe 25 worksheets, templates, and scripts, including how to pitch buyers, phone scripts, email scripts, templates, email template, what to send in the mail, everything. It has everything in that course, okay? I've literally done all the work for you. So that's my take on that, Danielle. I hope that helped you. And then Kim asks, how far in advance should you build your website and do marketing before you show your first collection? So I think you should start marketing ASAP. Like day one, you need to be starting your social media, okay? Don't wait until you have a product, and don't wait until you have a website. Social media is so important now, guys. Like the other day, somebody told me about their business. I went to their Instagram page before I checked out their website, which is very sad. But it's also true, right? Like people are looking on Instagram before they even go check out your own website. And you probably spent all this money on your website and you spent nothing to build your Instagram except for time. And yet no one's even looking at your website anymore. I mean, obviously websites are still important. That's where you're going to be selling from. You still need to have a website. So I'm not saying get rid of your website, okay? But what I am saying is that social media is vital. It is critical. You must have it whether you like it or not, okay? Oh, thank you so much, Naomi. You love how I answered their questions. Awesome. So it's really important. So start your social media right away and figure out who your target customer is, figure out who your competitors are, and start building your social media page right away, okay? And at the same time, start building your website. So it's going to take a while, whether you hire a web designer or you want to do it yourself, which I don't recommend doing it yourself because you have a lot of things you have to do. So hire a web designer. That's my advice on that. But definitely start building it because it's going to take a while. You know, some web designers will say, oh, I can build your website in 4 to 6 weeks. No, it does not take 4 to 6 weeks. It might take them 4 to 6 weeks, but don't forget that you're going to be the one that has to give them the information. You're going to be the one writing the about page. You're going to be the one writing your company's vision and mission and the privacy policy and your terms and conditions and your refund policy and your shipping policy. All of that has to come from you. So you're writing all of that copy and then just giving it to the web designer and telling him where to put it on the website. So a lot of the work comes from you, and it ideally is going to take you realistically about 4 months to build your website. So while your website is being built, make sure you have an email capture box on the front page that says coming soon. You know, sign up here to be notified as soon as we launch. Enter your email address and you'll get updates or whatever you're going to say, and put that on your website the entire time it's being built. And then have those emails linked to an email marketing system, whether it's MailChimp or Aweber or ConvertKit or whatever you're using, okay? I recommend MailChimp because it's cheap, it's free to begin with. And usually you don't have to start paying until you're up to like 1,500 subscribers or something. As an aspiring designer, okay, Naomi, hold on one second. I'll get to your question in a minute. So I hope that answers your question, Kim, as far as starting right away. And then just the second part I'll add on to that, because you mentioned before showing your first collection. You are not going to want to officially launch until you are 100% ready, okay? And I know you're inside the Fashion Startup Intensive online course right now, and we're going to go through a lot of that in the course. So don't worry, you're going to be totally covered on all of that. But I typically say, like, it's going to take you about a year to a year and a half to build your line, build your website, build your social media following before you actually launch, okay? And you want to wait and launch at the ideal time. So depending on whether you're doing a crowdfunding campaign, whether you've got production lined up or something, you know, you really want to time it exactly down to what's going on in your business, okay? And of course, the season, you can't forget the season. So if you've designed a spring line, you obviously can't launch in the fall, right? So you have to do it in the spring. And if you miss the initial spring season that you were hoping to launch, you'll then have to wait an entire year afterwards, as you're not going to want to just scrap your samples and not use them. So definitely keep all of that in mind when you're figuring out when you want to launch. Another thing I'll say is that all of my clients, whoever is working with me, whether you are a one-on-one client, whether you're doing the online group coaching program, the Fashion Startup Intensive, I make sure to give you a step-by-step calendar for what your line looks like and what your timetable looks like and what your deadlines look like and what you have going on in your business so that you know every single month where you need to be in order to stay on track, because that's super, super important. Because in fashion, it's very easy to let time go by and then all of a sudden you are totally behind your schedule and totally missed your entire season. So that's super, super important, okay? So hopefully that answered your question, Kim. And then I think we don't really have a lot of time. Naomi, what's your question here? As an aspiring designer, is it all right to post my original designs in social media? Yes, of course. It's totally okay for you to post your original designs. Understand that people will copy you if they like it. It's just the nature of the beast. So fashion is all about copying these days. No one really puts out anything original, unfortunately. So just understand that that's going to happen. Take it as a compliment if someone does copy you. But yeah, you can totally post your original designs. There's nothing wrong with that. So, all right, guys, so we are done. It is 7:30. I answered all of your questions for now. If you do have any more questions, again, you can ask them at any time. Just post them on social media anywhere you'd like with the hashtag AskFAW or AskFo, and I'll be sure to answer them on the next Q&A call that we do. In the meantime, don't forget to sign up for the fashion tour. I'll figure out why you guys can't sign up for some reason on there. And if you are in the New York City, New Jersey area, come to the Made in New Jersey event next week by Makers Row. It's going to be at Rutgers, and I'll be on one of the panels. So I'm super excited to represent Made in New Jersey, being a New Jersey-based business and bringing manufacturing and fashion back to New York City and New Jersey. So I'm super excited for that. Next week, we'll do a live topic. Don't forget to tune in again. If you are on Instagram, please start going over to the Facebook group to watch these, because I will at some point stop doing them on Instagram, okay? So at one point in time, I'm only going to do the lives on the Facebook group. So definitely head over there and make sure you're watching them from there. And of course, this video will be deleted on Instagram afterwards, but don't forget you can always hop on over to Facebook and watch all of the old videos as well as the rest of this video. So I love you guys. Happy Halloween. Show me your Halloween costumes. I'd love to see them. Did anybody make their Halloween costume? That would be awesome. I used to make all my Halloween costumes. It was great. I think that's why I love being a designer. Yes, you're welcome. I'm so glad that you got so much out of this. Love you guys. Don't forget to share this video. Look forward to seeing you next week, Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Facebook and Instagram. Talk to you later. Bye.